Welcome back to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. I'm here. I got Amilcar Cabral behind me. If you're not too familiar with Amilcar Cabral, please go look him up. Please do some research on that brother. He was a revolutionary leader of PAIGC, which was a group of anti-colonial strugglers in the Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde Islands fighting against the Portuguese domination, Portuguese imperialism, and Portuguese colonialism. He also was a Pan-Africanist, doing a lot of work to try to free people of African descent, not only on the continent of Africa, but throughout the entire globe, right? Fighting battles that we still are fighting to this day in 2023. So definitely do your research on Amilcar Cabral. All right, now this video is actually based on a problem that I did earlier, but one of my followers pointed out that I made a mistake. So I really appreciate that follower for pointing that out, that I made a mistake in my calculations, because I didn't catch it. But that just goes to show you that it happens to the best of us. So, and we should embrace mistakes. We should actually embrace mistakes when we're doing math, because mistakes can be the best teacher. And it also teaches us what to look out for next time. You know what I'm saying? So when I did this problem earlier, the method that I used was something that I call benchmark percentages. Benchmark percentages are like percentages such as 1%, 10%, 5%, right? So here we're trying to find 7% of $38. Now, there's a few ways to do this. So when we use benchmark percentages, what we can think of is 7% as the combination of 5%, 1%, and another 1%, right? So if we can figure out what 5% of $38 is, what 1% of $38 is, then we can add 5% plus 1% and plus 1%. That's actually the mistake that I made. I forgot to add the second 1%. Well, part of the second 1% when I did my final calculation. So how do I figure out what 5% of $38 is? I can always figure out what 10% of any number is, right? The way you figure out 10% of any number, this is something you should memorize. You take that original number and you move its decimal point one space to the left. One space to the left. So if there's no decimal point written, just understand that there's an invisible decimal point after the last digit in any number. So we're looking at 38, there's no decimal point written, but there's an invisible decimal point right after the 8. So therefore, 10% of 38 is $3.80. So you went from 38 to 380, 38 to 380. All right, so that means that 5% is half of $3.80. How do we know that? Because the relationship is the same. The same relationship that 10 and 5 has will be the relationship between 380 and the amount of money that is 5%. So if 5 is 10 and a half, if 5 is half of 10, then we can take half of 380 to get this amount. So how do I figure out half of 380? I would do some mental math. I'm first going to take half of $3. So I know that half of $3 is $1.50. And then I take half of 80 cents. I know that half of 80 cents is 40 cents. So I'm doing $1.50 plus 40 cents, which is $1.90. All right. Now, if I want to know what 1% is, basically, I just take 38 and I can move the decimal point twice to get 1% of any number. And to get 1% of any number, you take the decimal point and slide it to the left twice. All right. Or since we already know what 10% is, we slid the decimal point one time to get 380. We could slide it one more time, which would be a total of 2 times, to get 1%. So that's going to be 38 cents. All right. So now all I got to do is I got to add this once and add this twice. So let's do some mental math. Let's say $1.90 and then 30 and 30. 30 and 30 is going to be 60. Because again, 5%, 1%, 1%, 5%, 1%, 1% adds up to 7%. So 5% is $1.90, and then I'm gonna break this 38 cent down into 30 cent and 8 cent. So $1.90 plus 30 and 30, 30 and 30 is 60 cent. $1.90 plus 60 cent is $2.50, right? So let's write that down. So we got $2.50, and then we got 8 cent. And again, this is why I made my mistake in the other video. We ain't gonna do that twice though. So 8% plus 8%, not percent, 8 cent plus 8 cent is 16 cent. So we got $2.50 plus 16 cents, which is $2.66. So that means that 7% of $38 is $2.66. Now the goal for this is to help to develop your skill in mental math, right? With percentages. Now, of course, you could have just took out a calculator and just changed 7% to a decimal and made it 0.07, multiplied it by 38, because in math language, the word of means multiply. We could have did that. But let's say we're trying to develop our, mental math ability. We're trying to develop our cognitive ability by using mental math. And this is another way to do it. We do 5%, 1%, and 1%. You even could have did something different. You could have did 10% and then found 1% and just subtracted 1% 3 times, right? Because 10 minus 3 is also 7. So there's a lot of different options you got, and this will help to develop your numerical fluency as well. All right. So create some problems like this, when you're out and about dealing with percentages, do your thing with the percentages and do some research on Amilcar Cabral. All right. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.